Welcome to Nonprofit Profiles. I'm Genevieve Riatort. Today we have with us Meals on Wheels West, who is caring for and paying attention to the seniors in our community. I'd like to welcome Rosemary Regobuto. Thank you for being here.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Of course. Well, for those who are not aware of Meals on Wheels West work, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Basically, we deliver meals to the homebound, those unable to shop or cook for themselves. We deliver a hot meal for lunch and a cold sack for supper. Both meals are delivered at the same time. And the goal of the program is to keep people living in their own homes independently with dignity for as long as they want to stay. Very often well-abled people are forced to go into a skilled nursing facility or nursing home or board and care because there's no one there checking on them or making sure they're eating. So that's what Meals on Wheels does, and with the help of our 400 wonderful volunteers,
Wow.
It keeps us on our wheels.
That's amazing. And so do people get meals every single day?
Yes, we deliver meals during the week, 5 days a week. There are some people that only get it Monday, Wednesday, and Friday because Tuesdays and Thursdays they may have a doctor's appointment. Someone may be picking them up for lunch. So we will be flexible with that. And we also have weekend meals that we provide, and those are delivered on Thursday along with their regular meals.
So I would imagine that for people to be able to stay in their home is a really valuable thing, not only emotionally so that they can be in a comfortable place, but also financially.
Definitely. We can feed someone for a year for what it costs for them to spend 1 day in the hospital, in the emergency room.
Wow.
So that's how cost effective it really is. But it's more than the food that we deliver. It's a daily social contact. We deliver the daily newspapers. We pick up fresh produce from the farmers market twice a week. So we'll bring them produce, things that with the costs going up as the way they have been, the menus have been scaled down a bit, tomatoes being as expensive as they are, for example. So we basically will do whatever we can. We bring the outside world to them. And absentee ballots would be delivered, all the newspapers, and anything that they really need to know so they can feel a connection.
Wow, that sounds like a really personalized service that you're providing.
Definitely, and even their diets. We prepare all the special diets, and we will cater to their likes or dislikes. There's no point in bringing green beans. If they hate green beans, we'll substitute and give them something else. We do bring milk and juice, and although some of the clients say, I don't want it or I don't need it, we say, you really do need it. So the meals, so what we bring you is perfectly balanced and nutritious. And in order to stay healthy, you need to eat healthy. So that is our primary goal. We provide nutrition education continuously, certainly through our newsletters, and there can be daily correspondence with our clients. They're always on the phone calling us if there's something wrong or if they need something or they're looking for their volunteer to pick something up for them or drop off mail. It's all those kind of things. And our volunteers are on the same route each week, so they really get to know their clients, and the clients get to know them, and that's even more important. There's a sense of friendship that grows from that and caring.
Oh, I would imagine it must be like having an extended family.
Exactly, and so many of our clients live alone. They don't have any family locally, and so it's even more important, I think. We remember their birthdays, we share the holidays with them. The synagogues take care of our Christmas Day deliveries. They cook and deliver them.
Oh, that's
and
so wonderful.
For Thanksgiving, we usually get one of the hotels to put together a fabulous Thanksgiving lunch for them, something that's different and something that's a little more special for them.
And how many clients do you serve?
Well, we're actually in a bit of a decline because as the population in Santa Monica has changed, so has our client base. When I started with Meals on Wheels 26 years ago, 25% of our population were seniors. At the present time, I believe it's around 11%. So the very, very old are passing on, and the boomers, such as myself, are not quite ready to come in yet. But when they do, we will be there, and we're regrouping, we're fortifying, we're trying to figure out what is the menu for the future, and we're working on that now, so we'll be prepared for the onslaught, and it will come.
So you have room for clients right now.
Absolutely.
So how can a client or someone who's a loved one of someone who may need your service get a hold of you?
They just call our phone number, 310-394-5133. Ask for the client coordinator. There is an intake form on our website. So if a family member is filling it out, they can go on our website and under client information, fill out the intake. It comes back to us. We can start the person the next day.
Oh, that's so wonderful. And your website, I understand, mealsonwheelswest.org?
Yes.
Oh, well, that's so great. And your volunteers, you said you have about 400 of them?
Yes.
And have many of them been with you for a long time?
Oh my goodness. We just had our volunteer recognition a few weeks ago, and we honored several people. The one that's been there the longest is 38 years, which is as long as our program has been in existence.
Wow, so a founding volunteer.
Absolutely. And it's amazing how they'll stay with us because what we ask for the volunteers is relatively small. 2 hours once a week. Go out and deliver the meals. And the rewards are so tremendous because you see the client, you're on the front lines. You see the difference you're
Developing
making.
those
You see
relationships.
the face of happiness when they get that visit. And the food. The food isn't incidental. They love the social interaction. And so many of them, if it wasn't for our volunteers, they wouldn't be seeing anyone else that day or that week or that month.
Wow. Well, Rosemary, you are providing such a vital service. You're providing food and love
And friendship,
to people
meals
who
delivered
really
with a
need it.
smile.
Well,
Absolutely.
thank you so much, and thank you for being on the show. I know we're going to talk to some of your volunteers a little later on in the show, so I just want to thank you for being here.
My pleasure. It's been great. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. And thank you for being with us. Please do stay with us, and we'll get to hear lots more about this fabulous program.
Some problems are just too big to ignore. But don't take matters into your own hands. With the help of a mediator, you can find a solution. Mediators are volunteer professionals who can help you resolve issues without the high cost of legal fees.
Wonder if he's single.
Hey, I saw him first.
Call us or reach out on the web if you'd like to volunteer or donate.
Welcome back. I'm here now with Sarah Clark, who's a volunteer with Meals on Wheels West. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
Well, tell me, how long have you been working with Meals on Wheels
I've
West?
been with Meals on Wheels 21 years, and I love it all the time.
That's so great. And so you get to interact with the clients.
Definitely. I start off on Monday. My Monday mornings are from 10:30 when I pick up the meals and deliver them. And it's usually, depending upon how many people I have, I probably don't get done maybe until 12, but it works out perfect, just perfect for me. And I really like meeting the people.
So it's about a couple of hours once a week.
That's exactly right.
And so have you worked with clients that you've seen over the years for a long time?
Yes, I definitely have. And as Rosemary had mentioned, they get to know you. You feel like you're almost like part of their family because their family is gone. You ask, how are you doing today? Good morning, Meals on Wheels. And how are you today? And some of them have actually wanted to talk. And I can't stay very long. I have a wonderful partner, and we've been doing this together for 21 years. So we really enjoy it.
So how long does a typical visit last? Maybe 10 minutes or so?
Well, no, can't really stay that long, but just, it all depends. Some of them, all you do is you knock on the door, and then a lot of them just have you open the door, because if they're seated, or if they can't get, to the door, they leave it unlocked. I knock, open the door, and say, "Good morning, Meals on Wheels," and then if they don't want to speak, then if sometimes say, "How are you doing?" and then they'll want to tell you. So it really varies, but we can't spend very much time with each person because we have to go on in our route. and make sure that everybody gets their meals on time.
So how many people do you see on a typical route?
Well, it all depends. One time we've had as many as 15. Now we're down to 7. And if more people come on our route, we take them on, whatever we can do.
So Rosemary mentioned that it isn't just seniors who utilize the service. It's anyone who might be homebound, whether it's permanently or temporarily.
Definitely. Sometimes they have a broken leg or they're in a wheelchair because they're recuperating. They can't get out. And so, of course, then we bring them their meals, which works out really good. And what some of them have us do, if they can't, I have one wheelchair lady, and she will say, "Can you put my meal in the refrigerator and just keep the hot meal out?" I say, "Oh, yes, dear, you know." So, you know, they ask us, we just don't go in and sometimes just drop it there. We see, and where would you like us to put it? And I've had some where they said, "Oh, can you set it down, you know, in front of me?" Oh, yes, whatever they want, you know. So, but I think it's the connection with the people that you begin to really care about them. And they really like you too.
That's so great. So I just want to let our audience know and encourage them, if for some reason someone you know is homebound, even if it's just from an accident or a back injury or something, to
They can
take advantage of the service, because it's so wonderful what you're doing.
Yes, it really is. And our staff is wonderful. I mean, I really like when you go in there, they're also pleasant. And our food is ready. They pack them in these big bags.
So who actually makes the food?
We were getting it, well, I don't want to say exactly. At one time we got it from St. Vincent's, but there are some hotels will make up the food. And I've also gone to hotels in the past that have made up the food. And but wherever they get it, they make sure it's nutritious. Also, I've had people ride in the car with us to make sure when they check it with a thermometer that is the correct heat. I mean, we have to do everything just exactly right, you know.
Of course.
So that is good. And another thing that we often have is there's students from Santa Monica City College that have to do community work. So they will come. And if my partner can't make it, I might have a young person come, and I'll have them actually come with me to the door so that they know what kind of work we're doing, and they get credit for that, but that's sometimes their community work. So that's interesting too, because I'm connecting with young people and also with the older ones. And so I think the older people really like that.
Oh, I would imagine so, because otherwise they may not have opportunities to meet each other.
That's exactly right. I think it's a wonderful opportunity that young people are doing community work and seeing the kindness that you can give a senior. It's very important. And you know, I'll tell you one little thing that it's kind of my motto.
Okay.
I often say, food feeds the tummy, volunteering feeds the soul. And it's the truth, darling. You get done, when you're all done with your route, you say, I'm glad I can deliver, and that I don't have to have it delivered to me. I'm healthy enough to do it. And it's a good feeling. I think anybody, if they're looking to do some volunteer work, well, maybe 2 hours once a week. That's not too long, or maybe the route is a little shorter, so maybe an hour and a half. But it's so rewarding.
Well,
It's
that's
wonderful.
so wonderful. Well, hopefully some of our viewers will be inspired to become a volunteer like yourself. And
I hope they will, because they'll love it. It seems like a lot of the people are there for a really long time.
so do you get to know the other volunteers as well?
Yes. Oh, yes. And then they give us Meals on Wheels West, gives us a recognition breakfast. And so we get to meet other people. We meet our board members, and they always have raffles. They give us like little door prizes, which is nice to show their appreciation. And you know, our volunteers really appreciate that. They give us little goodie bags. People in Santa Monica donate things. And of course, our little door prizes are really nice door prizes. But this is the way of saying, thank you, volunteers, and we appreciate that.
Well, that's so great. Thank you so much. I think you're doing such a wonderful service for the homebound and for our seniors, and making sure that everyone in our community stays connected and feels included.
It's important.
Well, thank
really
you
is.
very much for being on the show.
It was my pleasure.
Well, thank you for being with us. Please do stay with us because we're going to hear even more about Meals on Wheels West and their wonderful service.
Hey Mom, yes I'm home. Saved you some dinner.
Plan now for a major earthquake. Contact the Santa Monica Office of Emergency Management. Don't be caught in the dark.
Welcome back to Nonprofit Profiles. I'm here with Len Lonzi, who's a board member at Meals on Wheels West. Welcome, Len.
Thank you, Genevieve. It's a pleasure to be here.
So how long have you served on the board?
I think it's been 4 years now.
And what drew you to the organization?
Well, a couple of things drew me to the organization. I think first and foremost, Rosemary Regalbuto drew me to the organization.
She's quite a personality.
She's an awesome lady and a very dear friend. We serve in Rotary together at the Rotary Club of Santa Monica. So she needed some help on the board and asked me if I would join. And I've always had a special place in my heart for seniors and people who need help.
So that's great. And what is your role on the board?
I'm actually the treasurer of the board, so I get to account for all the dollars that come in and all the dollars that go out.
So that brings up an interesting issue. How are these meals paid for?
Well, they're paid for by several different ways. We have government grants, CDBG grants that we get from the county and the city to pay for people, seniors particularly, who are homebound that the county's taking care of. And then we go out and raise money from individuals, from foundations, from corporations, and we just make
Just like any other nonprofit.
Just like any other nonprofit, that's correct.
I know all about that because I do work in fundraising as well. And so for the people who receive the meals, I understand there's a sliding scale of fees for the meals that they receive every day?
That's correct. It costs $8 a day to have 2 meals delivered. But if you can't pay that, we will have a sliding scale, or if you can't pay at all, we make sure that we have enough money with our fundraising and the events that we do to make sure that we can pay for people who can't afford it at all.
So no one's turned away because
no
they
one
can't
has ever
pay.
turned away. That's correct. We even have a program for pets.
Oh, that's great.
So if seniors or homebound people have pets in their home and they can't provide for their pets, we've had monies donated specifically for pet food and for supplies so we can help take care of their pets too.
Oh, that's great, because I would imagine for someone who's homebound, having the company of a pet is really meaningful.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so I know we had talked a little bit earlier about it not just being seniors. Tell us about some of the other people who make use of the service and how that works.
Sure. Anybody who is homebound, say you had a surgery and you're single, you live alone, your family's not around, which is a lot of people here in Santa Monica.
Sure.
You have a knee surgery, you broke your leg, you can't go somewhere. Even for a short time, we can provide meals to you. So it's not age specific, it's not, we don't discriminate against anybody. If you need a meal, give us a call and we'll help you out.
So yeah, even at $8 for 2 meals, that's a whole lot less than ordering food in from a restaurant every day.
And it's probably better for you because it's diet balanced and
Healthier food.
And healthier food.
Yeah, we all know about the salt and sugar and all of the things that make the restaurant food yummy, but maybe not quite so good for us.
That's right.
And so how would you encourage someone who wants to get involved with the organization?
Well, there's so many different ways to get involved. From my standpoint, I'm always looking at how can we raise more money. So folks that want to help us raise money or help us with our events, we do 2 premier events. We have a casino night that we do in the fall that's been very successful.
Sounds like fun.
It's a lot of fun, and we're very grateful because Lowe's Hotel donates the space to us, and they're a great partner for us. And we participate in the LA Marathon as one of the participating charities. So we have runners go out and run on our behalf. So if you're a runner, you can go and run for Meals on Wheels and be on our team, and that's a great way to help us. And then, of course, as you heard earlier, we have a need for volunteers to make sure that we can get the meals out to the folks that need them. And also, if you want to help us by volunteering and working in your own employment area, if you want to bring Meals on Wheels as an opportunity for people you work with to deliver. We have teams from different corporations that go out and participate that way.
Oh, that's so wonderful. And what are the service areas that Meals on Wheels delivers to?
Well, it's the beach cities here around Santa Monica, starting in Malibu, Topanga, the Pacific Palisades, Santa Monica, and then I think a little bit of Playa Vista.
So that's a pretty big service area.
It is a big service area,
So
but we managed to get it done.
Yeah, I mean, every single day to have volunteers going out to all the people who need it, it's just so wonderful.
In Malibu, Pepperdine helps us by preparing meals out there so we can deliver to meals locally. So that's very helpful. And then we managed to we have 21 different routes where we have volunteers delivering those meals.
And that's every single day.
Well,
every
Monday
weekday.
through Friday, yes, weekdays.
That's just amazing. And it sounds like the meals are being prepared at different locations depending on where the routes are and where the volunteers can pick it up.
That's correct. So we have meals that are prepared through St. Vincent's. We also have local hotels that prepare meals and help support specific routes. So we have people who get hotel meals, we get people who get frozen meals, we have people who get meals from St. Vincent's.
So that sounds like a lot of coordination that the staff has to do to make all of that happen and
We have
come
a
together.
dynamite staff, and I don't think Meals on Wheels would work without the staff that we have, who have been there for many, many years, and we're so grateful to them.
How big is your staff?
I think there's 6 people on staff total.
Wow, that's a lot of work for 6 people.
It sure is, and they work very hard.
Although, of course, the
And as a board
volunteers
member,
add a lot.
and as a board member, I'm very grateful to them because they make my job easy also.
So have you ever delivered a meal yourself?
I have, and as a board member, we're actually required to go out at least once a year to deliver meals. Those of us that can do it more often will do so also. Our board chair actually delivers meals once a week and has been doing that for a number of years.
Oh, that's so wonderful. And I just think that the service that you're providing for the homebound, whether it's seniors on fixed incomes or people who just can't get out of the house, people who, as you said, maybe just temporarily need your services for a week or so, it's really fantastic to know that this is there. And I just want to mention the website again, which is mealsonwheelswest.org.
Absolutely.
And I hope that people who are watching our show get inspired and come out to volunteer maybe with their business or school or faith organization. And I hope that people who need the service will take advantage of it.
Well, thank you so much. It's been a great experience to be here today and tell people about what we do and how we help our community.
Well, thank you so much for what you do and for coming on the show.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for being with us. I hope that you feel inspired and that you will either take advantage of Meals on Wheels West service or perhaps be of service yourself so that you can experience that feeding of the soul that Sarah talked about. Thanks again for being with us on Nonprofit Profiles.